started with the solution sessions. So let's get started with the first solution session. It will be presented by Mr. Anurag Jain, who's software consultant with BMC Software. Anurag is a IT service management specialist who has been working with BMC since the last 2 years. He's a computer science major and an MBA who has in the past worked with companies like CSC, HCL, Wipro, and Tata Infotech. He'll be talking today about business service management. May I request you all to please welcome Mr. Anurag Jain.
You are allowed to do the slide for this forward, this is reverse.
Okay. Right. All right, so good morning, everyone. And thank you very much, Giri, for introducing me. And thank you all for joining here. It's been a pleasure to open this session here from the technology partner perspective. We'll just wait for these slides to come up. So before the slides come up, the agenda that I would be presenting here would be around the business service management. Business service management is a word which has been going around in the industry. There are various partners, technology partners who have been using it, but it's been abused as well. So BMC Software is the company which coined the word business service management. So what exactly it means in the industry and how exactly BMC Software is part of it is something that I would take you through. What is the first place? Hello. So this is where BMC specializes in. It simplifies, standardizes, automates, and integrates your IT. So your end-to-end service management, wherein your requests, when they come into your organization from the time they are delivered, and with the governance model. So BMC specializes in producing solutions which helps you provide and give the complete end-to-end service management solutions. So what are the expectations of the organizations? So some of the expectations that the IT organizations have is to increase the business value. So I remember when I started my career around 10 years or 12 years back, IT, and it's still now considered as a cost center, wherein the efforts, wherein the management pressure has always been to reduce the cost, reduce the resources who are working in the team, outsource most of the things. So there has never been the initiative to increase the business value that the IT can provide. So the expectation, one of the expectation is to increase the business value that technology can provide. Demonstrate transparency. You still have organizations wherein the SLAs, the assets and everything are still tracked in the spreadsheets, in notebooks and everything. So how can you increase the business visibility and the transparency to the senior management and at all levels, starting from the top to the lower level is one of the expectations of today's organizations. Optimizing IT cost, as I said, reducing the resources who are part of the IT team is considered as one of the moment a CIO is faced with the challenge of reducing the cost, the one thing that he thinks about is reducing the manpower he has under him. So how can we optimize IT costs? So we're going to discuss why exactly that. There are other number of ways where you can optimize your cost that you incur on your IT spendings. Managing the risk. When you are managing your IT infrastructure, there are various risks associated. So as a technology specialist, we know that there are risks associated every month when the Microsoft patches are released and you apply. So how can you automate doing those risk compliance and auditing and everything? So this also becomes one of the expectations of today's organizations. Assuring quality of the services. Wherever you are, the IT guys get the calls from the facilities. Even if you want a dustbin to be removed, you receive a call and everything. So they consider that IT is never working. So this is there in the end user's head, that IT is never working. The service is pathetic. They never return calls and everything. So one of the expectations is how you can improve the quality of the services. Taking you to a few years back to the era of 80s and 90s, this is the model that looked like before the ERP came into the business. So you had various departments, various processes and functions working in silos independently. So you would have a supply chain management somewhere, you would have a general ledger maintaining everything, treasury, logistics, quality management. So these functions and processes used to exist during that time. But they were working in silos. There was a lot of paper process. There were a lot of people needed to manage all those individual processes and functions. So the moment ERP came in, this was the model that they brought in. They gave a common data model, a centralized solution, which can be leveraged by the different functions and processes in the organizations. So, and this is where our Oracle and SAP and everybody chipped in providing the ERP solutions. So providing a simple, singular heart of the solution which everybody can interact with, every process can interact with. So let's look at the current state of IT, and it still exists in, not in India, but across the globe also. You have various departments, you have the monitoring teams in place, you would have a firewall and a security team in place, you would have a help desk, you would have an application support teams. So you are in a situation today wherein all these teams are there, but still, the moment there is a major incident or a major problem which is recorded in your organization, you have all the 5 teams coming in from the technology, from the networks, database, and everywhere, but still you are in a war room situation where you have to identify where exactly the problem is. So because everyone is working in silos, you are not able to pinpoint, okay, fine, this is a database problem, this is a network-related problem if it's a performance, whether it has to do with a client or a laptop problem. So you're still working in silos, and some of the figures globally from the research industry says that it takes around average of 7 days if you're working on this current model. So what BMC brings in is the business service management to the previous slide, like the ERP. BSM means business service management. We look at your organization from the business services. So instead of looking at the IT as something which is running your IT infrastructure, we see what value is the IT providing to the actual business services which are being consumed by the end users. So you would have the same kind of similar technology running at the heart, in the heart of the entire solution, and then you would have like veins going out to the various processes and functions, providing the performance and availability, which could be monitoring or a change management. Cloud is the hot thing right now, data management and everything. So it is it's all acting like it's no longer working in silos. It's working as a very, very integrated solution. So this is where BMC software brings in their specialization to automate and integrate IT. So this we call as a BSM pitch. These are if you see the 5 boxes in here, the request and support, provision and configure, I'm kind of jumping in here. Monitor and operate, plan and govern, and then integrate and orchestrate. So these are, you just have to read as the 5 different categories where BMC software deals in. So at the bottom layer, you would see the environment, the physical, virtual, and the cloud, internal, external, or a private cloud or a SaaS model. And you would have business services on the top. So we see that you have the IT at the lower end, and then it is serving some kind of a business service. Now the service can be anything like a payroll service or some billing service or something like that. So these are considered as the business services, and the infrastructure that is supporting those services is the IT. So how exactly you marry those 2 things, the business services and the technology piece, is where our software solutions come into the picture. So at the first category, you have the request and support. So it consists of all those solutions wherein the organizations, whatever happens, what happens when the IT comes into the picture. IT comes into the picture when either there is somebody who's picking up a phone and giving a call and saying that my laptop is not working, or my application is not working, my email is not working, or he picks up a phone and says that I wish to request for a new server for my development environment, or I wish to request a new laptop because I'm a new hire and everything. So the first thing that happens in an organization from an IT perspective is either you are requesting a new service or you are looking for a support of the existing services. So request and support consists of all the solutions from BMC, which helps you address the request and support part. Provision and configuration, this category includes all those solutions. So from a layman's term, when somebody has requested, say for example, requesting a laptop or a new server for his development environment. So provision and configure consists of the solutions which helps in the automation of the configuration and the provisioning of the instance or the service that a user has requested. So if it is around requesting a server for the development, the solutions in the provision and configuration would automate the provisioning of some kind of a virtual instance, servers, 2 GB memory, 60 GB of hard drive and everything, and delivering it to the end customer. So we'll have a look in the further slides what all solutions that the automation piece consists of. So once the instance is automated and it's been delivered, the next thing that you would like to do is you want to monitor it. You want to monitor it for the performance and the availability. So I gave you the example of the development. The same solutions would be used to deliver for the production environments as well. You could have a database that needs to be provisioned. You could have a server. You could have a network subnet, a separate subnet maybe for a test and QA environment that you need to provision. But you need to monitor it as well on what is the performance. If you have some web service or web application that you are developing, you need to monitor the performance before you roll it out to the production. So the tools or the solutions which form part of the monitor and operate consist of the monitoring and operations, the runtime thing of the organization. Planning and govern, the moment it goes into the monitoring, the performance and availability of the solutions, there needs to be a governance model around it. Okay, fine. Now I have an instance. Now I have a service. Now I have a server which is serving the customer. But my same server is being used by the external customers as well as my internal customers. My HR uses that particular instance or an application. My external vendors also use that server. So what is the charge model that I can, what is the chargeback that I can, what is the charge that HR has to come back and give to me? I'm an IT guy, I'm the CIO, I'm providing you the rest of the functions, those services. So what is the payback that they have to give me? What is the US dollars that you have to give me is something. So that kind of planning and governing is done the moment the monitoring and operate is through. So having a governing model around whatever has been provisioned in your environment is done through the plan and govern solutions. Integrate and orchestrate, we saw that picture around business before ERP and the current state of IT and how BSM comes into the picture. We saw that globe, that blue globe at this heart of the solution. This is where the integrate and orchestrate is. It consists of the common data model and other automation tools or runbook automation tools which integrate everything. So you would have a request and support like an help desk system and provision and configuration which is automating, and then monitoring for the monitoring and the performance availability of the organization, and then having a chargeback or a service costing model over top of everything. So how everything is integrated and orchestrated, automated across various solutions is done through the integrate and orchestrate solutions. So this is what the complete portfolio of BMC software stack looks like. Going a little deeper into the modules in here or the solutions in here, when we are talking about request and support, I told you about at a very high level what exactly request and support is. So in a layman terms, it's a very basic service desk, not a basic, it's a service desk, help desk tools, which is a front-end interface extended to the end users. So the various solutions that form part here would be incident and problem management. Very traditionally, everybody would be aware of incident and problem. The traditional ticketing has been coined into a new word through ITIL as incident and problem management. Knowledge management for your knowledge bases, problem management, and change and release management for all your change management needs in your organization. Service request management You would not, service request management is when you are giving a functionality to the end user instead of just picking up the call, picking up the phone and giving a call at the help desk. You are giving him a web interface where he just goes, looks for the solution in his environment. If he's facing a problem with his BlackBerry, he need not just call up the help desk and reduces the productivity of the help desk. You can just simply go through the articles in there, and most of us are tech savvy, so we've been working with technology. Even an end user knows how to operate a BlackBerry, so he can just read through the article, look for the solutions, and instead of calling up, can rectify the problem, so reduce it. So that is what service request management is. Demand and resource management on how you can do the resource planning, and service level management, the overall service level targets that you can set. What are the response time, the resolution times? So across the entire suite solution can be done through the service level management. Provision and configuration, some of the major solutions part of the provision and configuration are the application automation, application release automation. When you have it's around for those organizations which are solely and wholly into the development, where you have these solutions to be developed from the test to the development and then to the QA and then going and rolled out into pre-prod and the production environment. You have so managing the process across all those is done through the application automation. Database automation, I need a SQL database 2008 with Service Pack 2 to be provisioned. Instead of going to the database team, you just provide the interface, click on it, the database is provisioned, you have the URL, you can access it. Server automation, I need a 2 GB server, 2 GB RAM, 2 quad-core CPU server, 60 GB hard drive, I need it. Server automation piece is in the picture. Network automation, when you have the server automation, when you are talking about the clouds, when you have to provision the networks as well on the routers, the network automation solutions come in. Client automation, it is for your laptops and the desktops. Bare metal thing, laptop has come from the HP, but you want it to be rolled up with the standard operating environment, you use the client automation solution. And enterprise and scheduling and workload automation from the mainframes. Monitor and operate, some of the event and impact management, traditional monitoring, various sources. The monitoring solutions are coming from the network. You have a freeware from Zebex. So how do you consolidate all those? You might have one switch going down, which would result in 10 servers going down. So instead of having 11 alerts, you would have one single alert. So that is done through the event and impact management, event consolidation. That's one of the solutions. Then various solutions around the data management, database performance monitoring, storage, and capacity as well. You might have 100 or 1,000 servers in your organization, but every time there is a need, I was talking to one of the customer, we were talking to PNB, right? So we were talking to PNB, and the way it works in PNB right now is, even though they have 3,500 servers this moment, every server is running at a capacity of just 10% to 15% CPU utilization and memory. But when we were discovering it, we asked, okay, fine, what happens when there is a new requirement for a server? We said, we just go and we have money, we just go out and procure it. So the capacity optimization is not only about because you have money and you would go out, but how exactly you can use the same set of infrastructure to understand the capacity 10 to 15%, and you can raise it to 60 to 65%. So you can, when there is already a capacity in your organization, why would you just go out and shell money? You would better. So capacity optimization is also part of the monitoring and operate. Planning and govern, to provide the overall governance, supplier management. So when you are dealing with the suppliers, what is coming in, how is the lease contracts, what is the charge, what is the money that you have to pay or you have to take from the suppliers is some of the solutions around it. Controls and compliance, financial planning and budgeting. If you're looking at a complete budgeting solution, so you would have all those solutions in there. Integrate and orchestrate, how you are bringing it into integrating everything through a common data model that I was talking about, that's the CMDB. Service catalog for the service offering that you are creating. So The common data model actually allows to integrate everything from request and support, provision and configuration, monitor, and plan and govern. What are some of the measurable results? We looked at what were the expectations. Some of the measurable results that we get is optimizing the IT cost for sure. 30% is just the general trend that we have been working with the organizations globally. So this is the kind of the increase in the staff efficiency that we get. Transparency, you'll get the overall transparency as to who's working on what is the performance in there, what is the assets that you have, what are the applications you have, what are the pains that you have in your organization. Even as CIOs, you are always not looking, you're always looking at something major to achieve, and that is why we have CIOs like so. Sorry, I just pressed it. Increasing the business value. Now the IT is being looked upon as something which is actually providing the value to your organization. It is not looked as upon, oh fine, there is an IT guy in here and they are just occupying the resources, the IT team is in a mess and all that. They are being looked up as somebody who's providing the value to the organization. Risks, the moment you have all the processes in place and you have the automation to take care of it, you're reducing and mitigating the risks. Improving the quality of services, some of the numbers are in there, you're reducing the time by 75% and faster mean time to repair is almost around 70%. So some of the customer proof points global. These are some of the major customers, just some of these. So we have a whole stack, it just cannot fit on one of the slides. So some major customers that we have, Vodafone I remember is one of the customers existing in India as well. We've got a very major cloud and the other solutions deal as well. Some of the proof points, we surely have some Indian references as well. Many actually, not some. So. Some of the partners. So major initiatives that we deal in are cloud computing. If we look at the solutions, instead of one single solution, overall end-to-end service management solutions fall either under cloud computing, data center automation, IT business management, which was financial planning, service costing, having a governance model over the top of it, service management, request and support, help desk, change management, service level management and all that. Mainframe has to do with the workload automation and proactive operations around the monitoring and operate performance and availability. A little bit around the BMC software. A company who's been focused on BSM, 100% focused. We do not deal in hardware, HP, oh sorry, I'm sorry to take that name, but we do not deal in the hardware. We're solely focused on the software development. Founded in 1980, 2.2 billion revenue. And thanks a lot. So I would be there at the booths. Whenever you need any help around anything, you can just walk up to me. I'm Anurag, just to let you know. So thank you very much.
So